Okay, so I know that title is a little concerning or confusing to some people, but trust me, I have I have good reasons for it. I do have legitimately good reasons for why I posted that because I am I am worried about the future for Titus and by and large the centerpiece of Warhammer 40k. Now, this is not a knock on on the Space Marine games. This is more of GW's writing and also really like Titus as a character and where he's going. Now, it's important to note that this is not a, if you like Titus, I like Titus. I like Dimitri and Titus as well, but I am kind of noticing some character stuff that is making me, shall we say, a little concerned. To put it lightly, like there is some stuff in here that is just kind of making me go a little worried about his character portrayal. And I get it. On one hand, I get it that like GW hit gold with Space Marine 2. I don't think no one at GW or anyone knew how big Space Marine 2 was going to explode. So we have. I can see why they want to make. I mean, they're already making the Ultramarines as the poster boys of Warhammer, and now we have this single character who was yes, he was established in the previous game, so he does have a little bit of background. But now Titus is basically now Warden of Ultramar. He is the captain of the Second Company again, and he also resisted chaos and heard the Emperor's voice. I remember a time in Warhammer where I would hear stories of how much they would hate, how the fans hated Cato for much less. Like, Cato Sicarius got so much hate for much less, and they've had to, like, rework his character. So, yeah, I'm worried about the the overpowering of Titus. That's what this video is going to be about, is just talking about, like, I kind of feel like Titus is getting a little too much too soon. Now, yes, it is cool that he got a model, the 500 Worlds campaign and everything else, becoming the Warden of Ultramar. But the thing of it is like, there are some things in his character that, admittedly, it might get explained in Space Marine 3, that might be a linchpin, we don't know, so this video may become invalid in a year or 3. So, but as of right now, you know, Titus gets to hear the voice of the Emperor. You know, that thing that only, like, the Primarchs get to hear, and maybe only a handful of characters claim they hear. He's the only character to resist chaos without, like, a relic like Calgar had. And apparently there was a push. I can't confirm this, but I would believe it. There was a push to have Titus become chapter master of the Ultramarines, and I'm sure GW put the kibosh on that. Like, I'm sure that was probably like a big point of order for the war. Everyone in GW was like, "Hey, Titus is really cool. Let's make him chapter master of the Ultramarines." And the other half of GW went, "Your chapter what? A fucking what?" I'm sorry, what? So that was a big hullabaloo. And I think that's for the best. You know, could you imagine, like, Titus if people aren't that would really turn people against Titus if he was just immediately made chapter master. Could it still happen in the future? Yes, but could you imagine him immediately becoming chapter master of the Ultramarines and them just doing what they did to Acheron? If they did that to Calgar, like, have it say that Calgar, one of the most important not just Ultramarines, but Space Marines in general, was killed off panel, and we never got to see that story. Could you just imagine the outrage for that? I mean, yeah, I was mad about Captain Acheron and Chiron getting killed off panel. Could you imagine if they did that treatment to Calgar? Oh my god. The rage would be... It would, I'm sure GW would be burned to the ground. But yeah, so I'm glad GW backed off that and just made him Warden of Ultramar. But my thing is, why are we giving all this stuff to a simple Space Marine? Yes, Titus is the player of the game, and he is the most recognizable character right now, and his game is the reason why, one of the major reasons why Warhammer 40k has suddenly gotten an uptick in the fandom, in a fandom base. But I'm kind of worried they're making him a bit too OP. That's my biggest fear here, is that we're giving Titus all this stuff like, oh, he's immune to chaos because he knows no fear. Oh, you mean the thing every Ultramarine is? They know no fear. Did Acheron know fear when he got blown up, or those other Marines in the next level, in that thing for Amazon? I think, yeah, next level. Yeah, and also he's allowed to hear the Emperor's voice. Cool. Not like only Gilliman can hear that, and it was a jumbled mess. Holy shit, I couldn't talk there for a second. But yeah, I don't get it. And I know what you're going to say, but what about Malum Kaido? He's basically Warhammer's Doom guy. Those kind of games like Bolt Gun and the upcoming Deathmaster game, and all of those games are considered not really major canon. So Malum Kaido's a different story. Titus, and also, if Malum Kaido got a figure, then we'd be having that discussion more. But since Titus is being put in the game and in that universe more, he's going to be looked at more. Everyone loves Titus. He's immune to chaos. He's a steadfast warrior and stoic and whatnot. But at the same time, why is he getting all these merits? What makes him so special? He's a regular Ultramarine, and that's not to say it's bad. It's just why. And again, we could get the explanation finally in Space Marine 3. But right now, all of these accolades are happening way too fast, and it's just, and I know it's meant that GW is meant to get money, but let me pose this real fast. What if that was a Sister of Battle or a female custodian who got, and yes, I'm bringing up this argument because God knows if it was a female character, y'all would half the fan base would have lost its shit, even though Sisters of Battle are more likely to hear the Emperor's voice than an Ultramarine. And also, isn't the whole thing of the Ultramarines is that they don't believe the Emperor is a god? I mean, yeah, they have chaplains and stuff, but the Ultramarines are meant to look at things logically. So why the fuck is Leandros acting... Excuse me. Not Leandros. Gladriel basically acting like a first generation... not like a Gray Shield, as he is supposed to be a older Marine. Same with Chiron same as Chiron. Yeah, so it should be that like Titus should be like, I heard the Emperor's voice, but I don't believe that. That was probably some warp shit going on. But no, that doesn't happen. Look, I'm just worried that we're going to make Titus a Gary Stu here. Like we're approaching Gary Stu territory with Titus already. I don't want that. I don't want to be revealed that he's some kind of savior or chosen one of the Emperor, or have him become chapter master. I don't if you were going to explain all these cool accolades in 3, I will take back everything I said. But since as of right now, Space Marine 3 isn't out, I can't really do anything about it other than just be like, please don't make me hate him. We're giving him all this cool stuff and it doesn't feel deserved. And if it was, at least give us some character expansion, rather than just be like, the character's popular. That's the only explanation. Well, that's the only explanation corporations need, but I need that in story too. I know it's a weird thing to say. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, are you guys worried about Titus's characterization, or are you cool with it? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I want to say that I love Space Marine. I'm a fan. I like Titus, but I am worried about if they're going to give him too much stuff and make him a Gary Stu. That's the core of this. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.